Hope you all doing well. And today we're going to be starting a new tool. And if you look on the right side, okay, I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit, and you'll see that right below, we just got done with the lasso tools. Now we're going to start with the wand tool or selection tool. I like to call it the magic wand selection. And we're going to start with the third one down, the magic wand tool. Okay, and what I have here is a Lego, which should be supplied to you on Classroom. And with the magic wand tool, you're going to be basically focusing on a few things on the very top over here. Okay, and on the top you'll notice that there is several things to consider. First of all, we always want to start off with the new selection. Okay, we're not adding anything yet because we haven't selected anything yet. Same thing with deducting or subtraction. Now the point sample size you can do, I guess I have to show you first, alright, how we're working, but tolerance is very important. Let me go ahead and show you how this works. So say for instance I want this right here, this little blue piece right here. Now with the lasso tool, okay, like say for instance with the lasso tool, you know, I'd have to kind of carefully kind of select around, as you can see. Do the best I can. Whoops, see, I'm kind of, this is more freehandish. And so I got this, copy it, okay, and I'm going to create a new, and I'll paste it there. See, it kind of doesn't look right, okay? It doesn't make any, I mean, you know, to each his own, but to me it doesn't really, you know, make sense. Legos are straight objects. Each piece is a straight object, so it doesn't work. Now what I'm going to do, and by the way, Command D or Control D as in David will deselect or remove the marching ants. So now what I'm going to do is select the magic wand tool, and I'm going to make it really simple. If I have a tolerance of 40, now the higher the tolerance, oops, I didn't mean to do that. The higher the tolerance, that means the more, I guess, variable. So what it's trying to do is the magic wand tool selects colors, blue colors that are similar. So watch it in action first. I'm going to start here and then watch this. See, auto right there, boom, I selected without even having to use too much. I selected this entire array, and if you can see that it's pretty similar blue here. Now I can actually go up here and see if I kind of like move everything. You see that? It's kind of like, okay, first let me go back to here. Then I'm going to select the additive icon here. And then I'm going to select even more. There you see? And it keeps going more and more and more until I have everything selected. Now if you notice that there are some marquees that happen inside the circle, that means there's a hole there. Okay? Let me go ahead and select this as is. If I was to select, copy this, and create a brand new custom, let's look at it. You notice that while the edges are kind of straight, I still have a white area over here, and it wasn't to be over here. So this circle here, if I click on it, now it disappears. I'm going to basically make sure that the marching ants are around this blue, and right now it pretty much is. Okay, even though over here at the edge it could be a little bit better. Okay, let's see if we can do that. Probably as good as we'll get. Okay, now I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back to that window there, and I'm just going to paste on top of it, and you'll notice, okay, the top part, if I remove it, notice the top part, how much more I've selected. So that's always a good thing. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of this. The other thing I wanted to show you is that, say for instance I did select the magic wand tool and I selected it with a point sample. What if I decide 3x3 average or 5x5? Well, let's start by 3x3. All it really tells me is that I select more. Instead of the pixel point by point, now look at this. I actually can, it selects more of the area, okay? So let me go ahead and get out of here and do a Command D. And let me go with a red. Okay, so 3.3 average. All right, and again, I'm going to select, make sure a new selection. So notice how much I'm selecting now. It's just more. Oops. And it's, so I got to click additive now, the adding. And let's see if I can do this better. So in other words, just kind of, instead of point by point, I'm actually selecting more of the area, if that even makes sense. So, but I'm willing to answer this, explore this more during class. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this, create a new window, and paste it. Okay, so hopefully there it is. So it's pretty good actually. All right. Let's see. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the next tool, and I'm going to use a new set of Legos. I'm going to show you what is now the Quick Select object. Okay, the Quick Select object pretty much allows me to, look at this, now wherever I choose, it's selected. Boom, done. That's it. Okay, so if I wanted the yellow one, I have it on additive, so if I don't have it under, let's say I want to select both these guys, okay? So I've already selected the purple piece, now I'm going to choose the yellow piece. Look at that. I've got the yellow and the purple. So now I'm going to copy this, create a Control N, new window, okay? Okay, so hopefully it'll, there it is, and then I paste it. There it is. Pretty awesome. Alright, so now I'm going to get rid of that one. And the final tool is, well, it's this guy right here. It's the object selection. And this one is pretty simple. All I gotta do is click, okay, just kind of drag, and it'll select just that object. And as you can see, it's not as good as, I don't find it as good. So let's go ahead and choose the additive part. And instead of, oh, look at that, you can actually choose a lasso tool here instead of rectangle. So now I can go ahead and like select this whole area. Watch what happens, and there it is. It selects everything. So same thing with the blue. Okay, if I wanted to do this. Okay, and there we have it, okay? So I've selected that whole area. Alright, now let's try a little nicer scenario. I've got a boy here who's sitting on a log, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the Quick Select tool. And by the way, make sure that it's always additive, okay? Okay, so with the Quick Selection tool, again, making sure that the, by default, is always should be additive. Okay, because when we move the cursor over, it should always add a selection. Now, take into mind this kid right here. We've got hair over here, and let's see, looks like he's enjoying nature. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start from his head, right where his hair kind of comes out, and look what I'm doing. I'm just dragging, okay? Keeping the mouse press, I'm just dragging, selecting his entire body. Here's his hand. And I can let go of the mouse because I'm in additive mode. Okay, there we go, kind of choose. And again, I can correct, if I over select, I can correct it. So there we have it. There we have it. You see? Now I kind of selected the log and I don't need that. And then let's get his socks, and I selected more. Okay, so again, I notice that there's some places that I should, in other words, the marching ants should be just around his body. And you see what happening right here? There's marching ants going every place in a, you know, outside the body as well. When it comes to this scenario, what I do is I click on the lasso tool, okay, and then I click on what is this icon right here, the subtraction from selection. And what I do is with, as you can see the cursor, there's a minus sign at the lower right of the lasso tool. And so what I do is I just kind of select this area right here and let go, and it kind of reduces the selection. Same thing over here with his shoes. I'll zoom in, sorry, move that out. Okay. So with his shoes, I'm going to do the best that I can to kind of go around it. There we go. There it is. Now I got to go, and if you notice that his shoes over there are also selected. Oops, didn't work there. Well, here I'm going to have to remove the log. There we have it, and there's a little, again, it takes careful look. And then I'm going to, there. Okay, at any rate, looking at, I think I got everything, although I'm concerned about this spot here. This one looks like it has to be added. So I'm going to choose now the adding icon. Go over here. Okay, so now, sorry, so now let's see, I'm going to try to see if I can fix this. And notice the plus sign on the lower right. Okay. I think I got too much log over there, so I'm going to go back up here. Oops. And it, whoa. Talk about a total mess up. Anyways, we can't really, here we just have to remove, I think. Let's see. Nope, I made it bigger. So now I'm going to press additive, or subtracting that area. And there we go. It's gone. So this one too. Alright, so anyways, long story short, we got the marching ants as best we could. I'm going to go ahead and copy this guy. Okay, I'm going to copy him, making sure that the layer is selected. And I got this park bench over here. And I'm going to paste him. There he is. He's sitting down. And of course, he's got a missing foot there. So to compensate for that, I'll take it so that his foot is out of the picture. Okay, there we go. All right, and that's how we have it. Okay, if there's any questions in class, you will have to ask me. Hope you enjoyed this.